Okay, now the critical points are the points that make your factors equal to 0. So my first factor, my first bracket was x minus 3, so I equate it to 0, and then I solve it. This means x is equal to 3. The second one, 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. This means that x is equals to 1 over 3. So my two critical points are x is equal to 3 and x is equal to 1/3. Now those points are critical, or they are important, because they tell me how to partition my number line. So what I will do here is I will draw a number line, and then I will place these two numbers on the number line. They must be in the correct order. Now if you're going from minus infinity and to infinity, you will obviously get to 1 over 3 first. So I have 1 over 3 over there, and then sometime later I will get to 3. So you can see these two numbers, 1 over 3 and 3, they've divided my number line. Here I was going to minus infinity, and here going to infinity. They've divided it into 3 regions, between minus infinity and 1 over 3, and then from 1 over 3 to 3, and then from 3 to infinity. So that is the job of the critical points. They tell you how to divide your number line. Then what you do is you place your factors. So I have x minus 3 and then 3x minus 1, and then I form a table like that. Okay, so just recall how I did this one. So it doesn't have to be dotted. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, then what you do is you pick a representative in each of the regions. That means you want a number that is smaller than 1 over 3. I could pick, let's say, minus 5. The number you pick does not matter. It can be anything as long as it is in that region. Your answer will be exactly the same. And then you pick a number between 1 over 3 and 3. And let's say I pick 1. Because 1 is bigger than 1 over 3 and it is smaller than 3. And then I pick a number that is bigger than 3, let's say 5. Okay, now these representatives, what I'm going to do with them is I substitute them into the factors, and then I write down the sign. Is the answer positive or is it negative? So I'll say minus 5 minus 3. So I'm substituting this one in there. Say minus 5 minus 3 is minus 8. So I'm only interested in the sign. So I put that down. And then here minus 5 times 3 minus 1. This will be negative, because it's 3 times minus 5. This is minus 15, minus 15, minus 1 is minus 16. It's negative. I'm only interested in the sign. That's why it's called a sign table. So I should write this down. This is a sign table. So I fill in my table using signs. Okay, then I look at my next representative. This will be negative when I substitute it in there. And then this one here will be positive, because I have 3 times 1 is 3, minus 1 is positive 2. That's why I have a positive over there. And then here, this will be positive, that will be positive. Okay, then in this last row and column, I have what I had over here, which is the product. So I have x minus 3 multiplied by 3x minus 1. That is a minus 1. Okay, so I have to multiply the signs. So I take this sign and that one, I multiply them together. So you know how to multiply signs. My answer will either be positive or negative. Like here, if I have a negative and a negative, my answer should be positive. If I have a negative and a positive, my answer should be negative. If I have a positive and a positive, my answer should be positive. Now I need to remember what I am solving. If you remember, when we factorized, this is what we got. So it's x minus 3 times 3x minus 1, this should be less than or equal to 0. Now this is the question that I want to answer, and I use my sign table to answer that. I have this product should be less than 0. You need to remember, less than 0 or less than or equal to 0 means negative. This is what it means. So this part over here, less than or equal to 0, it means negative. So I need to go to my sign table where the two factors are multiplying, and then I pick the place where I have negative. So that is the last row. Okay, so I go to the last row. If I look at this one, it's positive. I'm looking for negative, so this is not what I want. Then I move on to the next column. So I'm still in the last row. Next column, this is negative, and I'm looking for negative, so this is a solution. And then I look at the next one here. This is positive. I'm looking for negative, so this is not a solution. Okay, so what I do is I look at what I have. This is not a solution, not a solution, so the only solution is between 1 over 3 and 3. So I will write it like this. My solution, I use square brackets because there's a line under the equal to 0. It can be equal to 0. So I put 1 over 3, which is the border. So the border is included there, comma, and then 3 is included. And that is my answer. So I was told to write this in interval notation, and there we go.